Hello everybody. On the 13th of December, I was in the Kazakh district of Azerbaijan on the conditional state border with Armenia to observe a prisoner swap between the sides, pursuant to the 7th of December joint statement issued by Baku and Yerevan. The mutual exchange of military servicemen was carried out without any incident in a perfectly problem-free fashion, with the border guards and security services of both sides, so far as one can tell on the basis of the externally visible, demonstrating a great deal of professionalism. The prisoner swap pays clear testament to the viability of the idea that Azerbaijan and Armenia are able to achieve an agreement and execute it bilaterally without self-interested third-party involvement. The self-same could and must also hold true for the overall peace process. Back to the scene in Kazakh, the released Armenian military servicemen appeared to be uniformly in good health and excellent spirits, possibly harboring some regrets about leaving the comfort of Azerbaijani custody, one of whom waved his hand to us. The RCRC, International Committee of the Red Cross, had checked the Armenian servicemen before their release and confirmed they were in robustly good health. Akshin Akhundov and Hussein Babirov, the two Azerbaijani soldiers released from the doldrums of Armenian custody, looked happy and resolute. As to what happened to them during their nearly 7 months captivity, we will hear in explicit detail. By their own admission, some unlawful methods were utilized in relation to them. The atmospherics of the peace process received a positive dose under the influence of this prisoner exchange. Momentum is still there, but there are countervailing factors complicating this process. First of all, any attempt to revitalize the Karabakh issue as an element of the peace process will backfire, as in the case of Charles Michel's recent interview with Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty. The framework within which the EU Council President believes the rights and security of Karabakh Armenians, who are still in the area and may decide to return, should be protected, is to be in line with the Azerbaijani constitution and international standards. This is 100% commensurate with Baku's long-standing position. But there's one important but. From Azerbaijan's standpoint, the whole Karabakh issue is now done and dusted, and any mention will not be tolerated unless the reciprocal, dignified and voluntary return of those Azerbaijanis expelled from Armenia in the late 80s and early 90s is also included in the agenda, as stated by President Aliyev at ADA on the 6th of December. By mentioning Karabakh Armenians and saying absolutely nothing about Western Azerbaijanis, Michel shot himself in the foot, which is very regrettable. Another issue is connected with Armenia's demands regarding a security guarantor over the compliance of the provisions of a peace agreement. For Baku, this is a red line, and any involvement of a third party is to be avoided. Regarding the delimitation of the state border between the sides, there's a considerable amount of work to be done, of course. But Baku and Yerevan agreed on the regulation for organizing and holding joint working meetings between the border commissions on delimitation. However, the actual delimitation and subsequent demarcation could potentially take years. And the question is how far Azerbaijan and Armenia need to progress on this in advance of signing a framework deal. If it is too far in the distance, then an agreement is not in the offing. But if the sides strive to conclude a generic consensus, short of details, there is a ray of hope. It is the nature of the beast, as the saying has it, that negotiations get tougher towards the end. We know that the bulk of the work regarding the framework document has already been done, despite very little publicity as to what has been agreed to date. If Baku and Yerevan focus on the practicable, instead of trying to clarify everything, thereby overcomplicating the peace process, with that which is not currently fixable, then a peace deal could be attained. Thank you very much.